All right, guys, it's been a while, and I just had something come to me. I was listening to an Audible book, fantasy Audible book, and they were talking about a religion and how these older followers fell away when they got older because the lies they were taught as youngsters were exposed. Made me think of this parable. Let me read the parable. Matthew 7. And I'm going to start before the parable, verse 21. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have I not prophesied in your name, cast out demons, and done many wonders in your name? And then I will declare to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you who practice lawlessness. The reason I'm starting before that is because the first word in the parable is therefore. So therefore refers to what is before. What is therefore before? Therefore, who hears these sayings of mine and does them, I will liken him to a wise man who built his house on the rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on the house, and it did not fall, for it was founded on rock. But everyone who hears these sayings of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house upon the sand. And the rain came, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on the house, and it fell, and great was the fall. And so it was, when Jesus had ended these sayings, the people were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority, not as the scribes. So many times when we deal with what we know about the Bible, there's more focus on the words of Paul over the words of Jesus and his commands. That wasn't where I was initially going, which I will get to in just a second. But as a church, I think we suffer from a problem which I call the Santa issue. When you're a kid and you grow up and you're told that Santa Claus is real, that all these gifts are from Santa Claus, and then you grow older and you find out that that wasn't the truth. The level of trust you have in your parents is gone. You don't have an immense trust in your parents because they've lied to you. I think that's the issue that I see with the church today, is one, what Jesus said, is that there's less a focus on his words and obeying his words. Two, I think we also have a failure to deal with hard issues honestly. We don't talk about the origin of the Bible, Trinity, or hell, other than telling you what to believe about those specific things. But a solid foundation is telling you the why behind things, why you should believe the things that you believe. Give you an example. When I was growing up, I went to Back to Genesis seminars by Ken Ham growing up, and there was a lot of why there. There was, okay, here's the logic behind the evolutionary argument. Here's the logic behind the creation argument. Here's the why you believe those things. And that is a rock for me. I believe in God's creation over evolution because I know the why behind it. A lot of the things that we're taught in church don't come with the why attached. Also, whoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Doesn't seem to match with what Jesus said. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, they're calling upon the name of the Lord, they're not saved. So, how do you deal with that? In our traditional framework of Christian understanding, you can't have one passage be incorrect and one passage be correct. So therefore, you take those two and you try to make them fit. Sometimes they fit, sometimes they don't. But without dealing with them honestly, when kids grow up and they look at these things for themselves and they go, it doesn't fit, they begin to doubt the Christian principles. And most people don't go further than that and say, okay, well, I need to find out what is true. They just write it off as false, like Santa Claus. So Jesus Christ is the same as Santa Claus in their mind. You lied to them. These things aren't true. So therefore, it's like Santa Claus. The church has become a house built on sand, and it suffers from the Santa issue. Okay. So I think that, well, this is going to be a short video.